you're the best musician you know?
No.
You don't?
Oh no. That's the beauty of being in New York.
Yeah.
I'm not the best musician even in my band. And
I
it's
think she's
great.
one of the best musicians I know.
You want to be the best, but oh God, there's so many. In New York City, there are some phenomenal musicians.
Yeah.
And I only get to work with a handful of them. I used to play tennis in high school, and when you play with someone who plays really well, all of a sudden your game, your backhand is better, and I've sort of taken the tack that when I moved back to New York, I played with the best people I could play with to improve my own game. So.
Excellent.
One of the great things about the Hudson Valley, as we were just talking about recently, before we turned the cameras on, is that there's just a really vibrant musical community there. And there are just so many great players, so many great instrumentalists around.
Yeah.
You know, if I want, I can get a violin player, a bass player, a drummer, you know, a cello player, just by picking up the telephone. And you can put some nice things together. And I agree with AJ. You become a better musician, but you know, when you play with other musicians. Now, I'm not a trained musician. I got my first guitar when I was in the Marines. It was over in Copenhagen, Denmark. I won money in a card game, bought a guitar. So a guy named Frank Scott from Penrose, Colorado taught me a couple of chords, and I've never taken really a lesson.
When did you win your guitar? Or did you actually
I was in the
buy it?
Marines, and
And I had a farm in Africa.
I had a farm in Africa. In the 5th grade, a teacher died. It wasn't my teacher,
Yeah.
but it was my friend's teacher, and I was a intense kid, and I went home and I found a guitar that had 4 strings, and I couldn't wait any longer to play, and so I just made them go together, tuned them so that they sounded nice. It was like a modal tuning, and then by just moving a finger, I could create these tensions, and I wrote a song. My brother saw that I was doing this, and he put the other strings on the guitar as a surprise one day.
Where did you get the idea that that's how you would express the sorrow of what was going on?
I always wanted to play. I used to imagine it, you know, when you're a little kid, when I was about 8, you know, it's like, I'm going to go off and I'll learn to play, and then I'll come back and surprise my parents or something. My grandmother played the piano, and she came from a musical family. This song is called Beautiful, and it's a song for people who don't feel beautiful or don't understand their own. La la la, la la la. If I was to try to tell you the reasons why I think you're beautiful, beautiful, would you roll your eyes and walk away and tell me not to say things like that? So I ask why. Under a starry sky, don't you feel beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful as this night. Beautiful because ageless is beauty that whispers and follows the songs that the heart, like a madman, assembles sometimes. I la 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 la. La 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 la. My once in a while, my darkness subsides, and then I realize that it is beautiful, beautiful to be by your side while Venus lights the velvet sky. It's your time of the year, so darling, take care. Treasure your blues and all that you are meant to do, and you'll feel beautiful, beautiful, beautiful as this night. Beautiful because ageless is beauty that whispers and follows the songs that the heart, like a madman, assembles. Beauty is ageless, and it's you she resembles, and leaves me believing that beautiful is all that you do. Ay, la 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 la. I hear songs and melodies, and I don't write the music down. I don't try this at home, kids. I don't write the songs down, and I say to myself, if it's really good, I'm going to remember it. And if it's not so good, it's going to go out, and if it's important, it'll come back to me.
Yeah, because if you don't remember it, then will your audience remember it?
Right. Of course, I wasn't this age when I started this groovy
Right.
system of a meritocracy of songwriting, and so now I am starting to forget some things. So
Yeah.
I probably should need to adapt.
I like what KJ just said. I feel the same way about little snippets of song and melody that come to me. I'll sit down and try and see what the muse is going to let in at any given moment. And I think if I come across something, if it's really that good, I'll be able to find it again. It's the things I can find again. And sometimes songs come out in 5 seconds.
How has the subjects of your songwriting changed, like by the decade? I mean, did you used to write like really sappy love songs?
I think everybody writes a sappy love song every now and again.
Yeah, I
Were
guess.
they all like sappy love songs in your 20s and all like kind of burned and a little wiser in your 30s and
Yeah, I suppose.
bitter in your 40s?
Yeah, I think I'm hopefully less bitter. And I do feel on a certain level that I've told a lot of my stories now, so I also am looking for other stories.
Uh-huh.
And then the other thing I think is that I feel, from my style of music, I feel less inclined to need to tell a specific story, like a backstory. I want to hook you into an experience that could change your mood just from hearing it. And then the story, insert your own story. My life is still in there, but as opposed to say a Harry Chapin sort of narrative, I don't happen to do that, and I find less and less need to tell a specific story. I like to think of songs as almost like watercolors that you have a connection to. You should feel like you know this song without knowing it.
More an impressionistic
Yeah, I guess
kind of painting.
that's right. So that my progression, to me, is getting more impressionistic, because I understand how important and unimportant what's really going on in my life is. What's important is what we share about it, why we like it, or what makes a certain melody just make you like want to weep
Yeah.
or dance.
What makes you weep?
Cruelty. Cruelty makes me weep, and courage makes me weep. Courage in the face of what is unfair. You say you don't believe in war, brother, neither do I. You say you don't believe in war, sister, neither do I. If you don't choose a weapon, war will choose a weapon for your child. One takes your hard-earned money and builds another bomb. Oh, one takes your hard-earned money and builds another bomb. If you don't choose a weapon, war will choose a weapon for your child. Choose your weapon. Choose your weapon, or war will choose a gun for your son. Choose your weapon. Your God-given weapon, or war will choose a gun for your son, or your son and your daughter too, I said. Tell you what, you don't need a gun, need to learn a love for everyone. Your weapon could be a microphone, the power of the pen. Your weapon could be the check that you write to the brotherhood of man. Your weapon could be your intellect. Come on and use it, use it, use it. Say you don't believe in war, brother, neither do I. Say you don't believe in war, sister, neither do I. Oh, if you don't choose a weapon, one will choose a gun for everyone. Ooh, your son and your daughter too. Choose your weapon. Choose your weapon, or one will choose a gun for your son. Choose your weapon. You can't give it weapon, or what will choose a gun for your son and your daughter too.
We just had 9/11, and when 9/11 happened in 2001, a couple of people called me and said, "Mont, can you write something for us? You know, we want to do a public service announcement. We want to do," and a lot of people did write songs about 9/11. I haven't written one because I don't. To me, that's contrived.
I saw a great movie on September 11th, and it was just happenstance. My girlfriend Lisa rented a movie called The Visitor. And it was about an immigrant and getting his story, him getting deported and how different it was being Syrian after 9/11. Just happened to rent it on that night, and I was so completely moved, by how fortunate I am to be born in this country. And my parents are immigrants, but I was born here. And there's I have so much.
You know, and I think we have a tendency to think, you know, because we're here on Long Island, we have a tendency to think that America is New York and California and Detroit. And it's not. You know, when you go to play a show in a theater in Ashtabula, Ohio, a 300-seater, I mean, on a Saturday night, sometimes, you know, you're the entertainment in that area for that night. People come out. I mean, you can, in some places you can fill up a few hundred seats in a theater, whereas in New York, where there's so many things going on, you know, it's difficult for people to decide what they want to do on a Saturday night.
I have a place that I've been playing for the last 11 years in the West Village. 90 people, pretty much fills it. I play every other Saturday. And it's great. So you get a club and you get the real music, and people know there's every other weekend. So I have people from fans
You're like
from
Bobby Short.
yeah.
Right.
It's very cool. What's the club?
It's called the 55 Bar down on Christopher Street. And I would love for people to come down to the 55 Bar. I have been there every other Saturday, and I still do that. It's 55 Christopher Street, and it's a great hang for $10. You're going to hear some really good music, and you're going to have fun too. This tune is called Lucky 7, and it goes something like this. Oh man, isn't it delightful? Just a few days ago, you might have said things were frightful. I was being spiteful. I met a girl named I knew, another name I know. You may say it can't be true, tell you that it's so. Oh, but that's alright. She's on the money tonight. There's so many things I really ought to know. No. Things you shouldn't say in mixed company. Place to stay away from. Others you wanna go. From the halls of education come the laws of mice and men. Lucky 7's bound to turn up. If you roll the dice again and say, that's alright. She's on the money tonight. They call me Lucky 7. Lucky thing is, I never give up. Lucky loves looking out for number 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, and 4. La la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. No one wears a smile every day. Well, I thought that I was the conductor, but it turns out I was riding on a train. Had a real hard time finding anything called love. Found a second-hand guitar, only needed to be strung. I said, that's alright. She's on the money, ooh. I hope you think that I am funny, 'cause I'm feeling mighty good, and I know she's on the money tonight. They call me Lucky 7. Lucky thing is, I never give up. Lucky loves looking out for number 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, and 4.
you have a special place you go when you write?
I will sit down and try to write whenever I'm moved, wherever I am. You know, I could be in a taxi cab or a hotel room or
Trenton.
Or Trenton. You know,
Really?
I
Trenton.
haven't written anything in Trenton
Being
yet.
silly, don't
but,
take me serious.
or it could
Why
be on a
can't-
farm in Africa. I don't know. But if I'm moved by something, sometimes I'm compelled. I mean, I have to stop what I'm doing and just it's. Sometimes my muse is extremely demanding of me. It requires me to stop what I'm doing and get to a pen and a paper right away and get to a guitar immediately and try to come through with it. Just let something get through. But I don't know that the themes have changed all that much. I think we've all written. I've written several hundred songs, and I think I've written quite a few love songs. One of the worst things any songwriter could do is to get up in front of an audience, sing like 8 or 10 codependent love songs in a row, and the people want to commit suicide when they leave. That's not my job. My job is to bring people through a whole gamut of emotions. So,
Do you orchestrate a set to build, to start at a particular emotion and end at one?
I never make a set list. I walk up to the mic every night and I don't know what I'm going to sing first, or I do know what I'm going to sing last. I have one song that I like to end all my shows with.
Okay.
But I never know what I'm going to start with or what's going to happen in between. I just don't do it.
Every morning, oh, I wake up and I take up my resolve, knowing life is full of problems and mysteries I must solve. I clear my head, I crawl out of bed and I hit my knee, and I ask the man or woman that I talk to take my will from me. And now, Lord, take my hand and walk with me through this stormy weather, and please remind me that there's nothing that can happen to me today that you and I can't do together. The other day, oh, I woke up and I saw your smiling face. I remembered when not so long ago I woke up in a different place. You know, sometimes you got to go down just as far as you can go, and it's only when you get there you can learn the things you really need to know. And now, Lord, take my hand and walk with me through this stormy weather. Please remind me that there's nothing that can happen to me today that you and I can't do together. Humility's not thinking less of yourself, it's just thinking of yourself less. Sometimes we need to just get out of our own way and be grateful because we're blessed. And every night Before I close my eyes to sleep, I think of you. And I'm thankful for another day and all the things that you and I, we get to do. Yes, I'm thankful for you and I. Oh, I'm joyful for you and I. You know I am so grateful for you and I. For you and I. For you and I. For you and I.
We're all very different, you know. We're tall, we're short, we're thin, we're not thin. We're American, we're Italian. We're all different in many different ways, but we feel things, I think, in the same way. You know, KJ talks about grief. You know, grief for me and grief for her. You know, when you lose somebody that you love, the feeling is the same crappy feeling for both of us. You know.
And when you also said about 9/11 not writing a song, I wouldn't write a song for 9/11 per se. I started playing my song about grief, you know, when it was called for. For me, it felt I wanted to be beyond, what's it, above reproach? Is that the right word? You know,
I suppose you could use those words. I suppose.
I'm sure there's a better word. Come on, you're a lawyer.
Genuine.
Yeah, what I mean, genuine.
Yeah.
Thanks. See,
Genuine.
it's good. He brought Monty.
It's contrived when you're writing a song about an event, because it's such an event. It's a magnificent event, and it evokes such feelings in people. Like we may yet write a song about 9/11, but we might write it 10 years from now. It's just going to have to come in its own time.
And it will be a reflection, and it will be not about.
And it'll be honest.
Yeah.
And it'll be genuine, and it'll be something that comes from a very deep place.
Yeah.
It's got to be something about healing, because it's still a big wound, you know. I mean, you talk about a vacuum. I think about where I was in that day, and it still sucks the wind out of me, you know. It's just, and thinking about my friends, you know, and it sucks the wind out of me today. So I do want to write something about it. I don't know when it'll come out, but it'll come out eventually. What strikes me about war is that it's just an incredibly difficult conundrum. It has to do with the walls that we put up between each other. So this is a song called The Walls.
There are walls between us, made of mortar, sand, and stone. Keep us from becoming, and they keep us up and gone. There's no way to climb them, there's no way to break them down. We shout out for each other, but we cannot hear the sound. And so I strum on my guitar, I sing my songs out to the moon. And I hope one day they'll bounce off and find their way back down here to you. There's a wall between us, made of blood and flesh and bone, killing all our children and destroying all our homes. There's no way to end it, there's no way to wind it down. We shout out blame so loudly, oh, that no one hears a sound. So I strum on my guitar, I sing my songs out to the sky, and I hope one day you'll hear them before I reach the other side. I wanna live in a world where everybody's God, works for everybody else's, and they're all working hard. Yeah, they're all working hard. There's a bond between us, made of water, earth, and air. It's a part of each of us deep inside, we know it's there. We're all one family, mother, father, daughter, son. Underneath one heaven, brothers and sisters, everyone. I place my faith in this guitar, sing to the north, south, west, and east. And I hope one day, grandfathers, please, 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 grandfathers, please, teach us peace. Teach us peace. Teach us peace. Peace. Please.
You know, they're
Elementary.
remaking Fame. They've remade
Yeah.
Fame, and it's going to be
Right.
opening soon. Can you imagine yourself in a school like that? How would your life have been different?
I would not have gone to school like that because I like sports, and I could not be dancing around in a tutu.
You could.
I probably
Oh,
could.
you're
At this
funny.
age, I could because I'm more in touch with my feminine side today
Right, and
than I've ever been.
a little
but
campy.
Back then, I couldn't. I wanted to play baseball and football and basketball, and I went to an all-boys school and I played ball. And I didn't realize I was passionate. I had any passion for the arts when I was that age. It wasn't until I picked up the guitar that I realized that this is a wonderful outlet. The guitar is a wonderful, I think there's a reason it's shaped like a woman, I've been in a lot of lonely places with my guitar, around a lot of campfires and a lot of lonely places with the guitar, just cradling it and holding it.
Well,
And
you're freaking KJ out.
I fell asleep last week with my guitar.
just that
on.
it's curvy, that's all I meant. Again, I'd like to record as many songs as I could before I kick the bucket,
Yeah,
That's
not
the
gonna
idea.
happen for a while,
I hope
think.
not,
Yeah.
but if I get to do another 50 songs, fine. If I get to do another 10, fine. The idea is just to try and get in and do them, I like the idea that somebody could put a CD in a machine, 50 years from now.
And hear you, yeah.
Yeah, my kids and my grandkids.
So what do you want to ask Monty?
Are you happy?
With music, with life in general,
Life in general.
I'm very happy. Very, very happy. I got a beautiful woman in my life, and I have a wonderful job where I get to help people. I've got 3 beautiful kids who are young adults. I've got a new baby coming at the age of 52. I'm very excited about that, frightened and excited at the same time.
get enough of you. I can't get enough of you. Seems like you're always on my mind. And these moments that we share are the best moments of my life. Yeah, I've been all around this world, done more than most will ever do. And I've had a lot of things, but baby, I just can't get enough of you. I can't get enough of you. Ain't enough hours in a day. Honey, what's a man to do to make this hunger go away? And in the morning when I wake up, your long dark hair on my pillowcase, and I see every ray of sunlight shining like diamonds on your pretty face. And then I kiss your neck so gently, and you know just what I want to do. And our lips, they barely touch as you give me your sweet love. I just can't get enough of you. I can't get enough of you. Ain't enough hours in a day. Honey, what's a man to do? Make this hunger go away. And when my song is not so strong, and my days are nearly through, you know I'm gonna linger a little bit longer, 'cause I can't get enough of you. And when I'm at the gate of heaven, need 10 big angels to drag me through. 'Cause I won't wanna leave this heaven that I'm in. I just can't get enough of you. I can't get enough of you. Ain't enough hours in a day. Honey, what's a man to do to make this hunger away? And when I'm at the gate of heaven, need 10 big angels to drag me through. Of course I won't wanna leave this heaven that I'm in. I just can't get enough of you. Oh no, I won't wanna leave this heaven that I'm in. I just can't get enough of you.
So, lovely having you. Lovely meeting you.
Thank you.
And what else am I supposed to say?
That's all.
Okay, that's all. You could say bye.
Bye.
Bye. It was so nice to sit
Good
and
to see
twos
you
with you.
again.
Yeah.